concern. It's not like it's nervousness anymore. I have more concerns as I'm watching, everything from what the comic before me is doing to how the crowd's reacting to that comic. And, but once I process all of it,
Yeah. See, I'm the same way though. Like I'll do these high school football games. I can't eat. I'll wait till after the game and then I'll go eat. I can't do it.
I can't eat before I go on.
Yeah, man. No. Yeah, me neither. Yep. Okay. Just checking.
That's a good. Let's do that to work for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back more with Spanky Brown, who's performing at Fasani's all weekend long on 1070 NBC Sports. Welcome back to the Larry Timko Show on 1070 NBC Sports with Spanky Brown in studio. Spanky performing tonight and tomorrow at Fasani's. For tickets, log on to Fasani.net or call 629-9191. And, of course, it's the weekend. That means you can get some great pasta dishes starting at $9.95.
Yes.
I don't have the menu in front of me, but I'm sure there's a carbonara on there somewhere.
Man, if it ends in an A, it's on that menu. I know that much. It's like what did I have the other?
Chicken parm. Well, I don't know
the chicken parmigiana.
Yeah.
Which you don't say the A, I don't think. And then last night I had this.
If you're Italian, you can.
Yeah.
Chicken parmesan.
Chicken parmesan. You got to use the hand like you're in New Edition or something. And then I did what did I have? Last night I had a stuffed flounder with like this stuffing with scallops and crab and shrimp in it. It was ridiculous. And I ate it at 12 o'clock at night with this cream. I shouldn't have ate that stuff last. I should have waited till the day, but I couldn't.
Well, it works out perfect because your show's at 8:30. By the time you get off the stage, you're like right around a little after 11. And then NBA free agency starts at midnight.
Perfect.
Yeah. Well, kind of. It's the moratorium where you can meet with players and sign them, but the other team, the original team has 72 hours to match the contract.
To match the contract.
Yeah.
Anybody moving besides Hayward and?
Well, we know Paul's gone. He got traded to the Rockets. So the next big name, I guess, would be Blake Griffin. He's meeting with the Clippers in about an hour from now, and then he's going to meet with the Suns tomorrow. L.A. is expected to make him a top priority, but now that Paul's departure is gone, why would you stay?
We'll start all over again.
Might as well, yeah. It could.
It makes sense to me. I always thought the trade that would work for everybody. If the Clippers would have traded Blake to Oklahoma for Durant, because he's been back home.
Yeah.
And he would be and Blake really is not the number one guy I think we thought he'd be.
No.
Because, he was not, I guess he was the number one guy in L.A., but back home in Oklahoma, he'd be with Westbrook, who's got to have the ball. I thought it'd be a great match.
That's what I thought, too, of Oklahoma City.
I also thought that maybe Oklahoma City would have invested in a legitimate one to go with Westbrook. He's really a 2.
Yeah.
And he's a monster. Don't get me. I love Russell Westbrook. I love his game, but
MVP.
What he did this year was
more triple doubles than anybody in the history of the NBA.
Bananas.
That's crazy.
That's one of the records I thought would never fall.
Yeah.
Like when Cal Ripken broke Lou Gehrig's record and
streak.
The streak. That's it right there.
Yeah.
So what major streak is left? DiMaggio's 51 games, 56 games.
56 games. That will never get broken.
That'll never get broken.
No one's even come. The closest anybody's ever came was what, Paul Molitor back in the 80s.
Molitor back in the 80s.
Yeah, and
nobody's even come close.
Pete Rose before that. So yeah, no one's even come close. So that streak will never end. Another streak I don't think anybody will beat either is Sean Alexander. That year he scored 31 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody will break that record either. But getting back to basketball, Gordon Hayward is also set to meet with the Heat today.
So, you mean today?
Yeah, he's got the Heat today, then the Jazz on Monday, and then he's going to meet with the Celtics after that.
My money's on the Celtics, I think.
Mine too.
Yeah.
I really think they're going to sign one big free agent, and then they're going to trade for. I still think they're going to trade for Paul George.
I think so too.
Now the Lakers pulled out, which makes sense. There's no way they should trade for Paul George, especially when they know they're going to have him for sure next year and not have to give up any assets.
He wants to come.
Yeah, exactly.
To L.A. So why would you give up anything?
Yep.
But you can rent them for a year, I guess. A rental, they call it.
Yeah, but what they did, the latest rumor has it, is the Indiana Pacers asked the Celtics for a starting player, and they want 2 number 1 picks. So they want basically a starter and 2 number 1s for Paul George for a 1-year rental. And the Celtics said, heck no.
No, we ain't doing that.
No, not going to happen.
We're not doing that.
No.
That's crazy.
But I understand Paul George wants one more shot to dethrone LeBron James in that Eastern Conference Finals before he takes off to L.A. So.
Well, his best shot is going to be in Boston.
Yeah.
Well, Boston gave him all they wanted this year.
Yep.
I think Memphis, I know I'm a homer, but Memphis should be in the East anyway. Geographically, it should be in the East.
Yeah.
Sits on the Mississippi. And the
You'd
East,
have a better chance of winning in the East, too.
We'd have a better chance of winning. I think, with the grit and grind style, it's ugly. Like, I pull for Memphis, but I watch Golden State. Mm. It's ugly to watch sometimes that grit and grind you down, but if they were in the Eastern Conference, it wouldn't be such a cakewalk. Now, I don't know who you put in the West. You have to swap off some kind of way, but,
and now Steph Curry and Kevin Durant both opted out of their contracts, but they're expected to re-sign with Golden State. But if you're another team, wouldn't you? Now that they're at least free agents, you got to at least try to talk to them, right? I would.
No. You know why? You know what is about Golden State is I think those guys actually like each other.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think they babysit each other's kids on date night and stuff.
I think you're right.
I think we're having a sleepover, bring them up. I think they genuinely like each other.
Which is rare.
Which is rare.
Yeah.
I mean, they seem as though they actually get along. Yeah. And I think that's maybe the biggest key to their success is,
the chemistry.
The chemistry.
Yeah.
They're all, 7 teams are hitting on Iguodala right now. I don't think he's going to go.
Well, I don't know if Golden State can re-sign him because of the salary cap. Because he's going to command some money, and they need that money. They need to free up that money to sign Durant and Curry. So I don't know. I think Iguodala's on his way out.
On his way out?
Yeah. As much as to the chagrin of the Golden State Warriors.
I hate that, man.
Yeah.
I hate that. I think the most thing I love about him is the fact they're all organic.
But you're right. 7 teams are interested in him, though. So it's like he's going to be hard to retain.
Yeah. Honestly, I think if Harrison Barnes had a better finals 2 years ago, he'd still be there.
What about Paul Millsap? He's underrated, I think.
Oh, very underrated.
The Hawks are trying to re-sign him, but I'm hearing the Denver Nuggets are in on him as well.
Well, I heard Cleveland yesterday may be interested because they need another piece, obviously.
They need to free up some cash before they can do anything. They are pressed right up against that salary cap. Actually, they're over the salary cap. They're like a $3 million threshold, I think they're owed.
So is that the thing where Love is in the talks about?
Either Love or Kyrie Irving. I think Love's the one that needs to go, personally.
I like Kevin Love.
Yeah.
Kyrie Irving is the best finisher in basketball to me. I think I don't see him a lot. That's why I've become a big fan the last couple of years. But Kyrie Irving he is something else, man. He's fun to watch, boy.
I've never been a Kevin Love fan. He just reminds me of like a little bit better than Christian Laettner at the NBA level. He doesn't do it for me, man. It's like, I don't know. That's why I'm like, go ahead, get him, take him.
I like Christian Laettner. I always will like Christian Laettner for some reason.
You're a Duke guy.
I'm not. I'm really not. But a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, is one of the guys who directs the 30 for 30.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
I watch them all.
Front row film. I had missed one. He did. Rory Karpf is his name. I'll get you an interview with him.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Rory Karpf. He did The Book of Manning. He did Snoop and Son. He did I Hate Christian Laettner.
Oh, okay. I saw that one. The one I just watched last night was the Pittsburgh Trials.
I saw that. I was watching it last night too.
Yeah, me too. All right.
Had no idea.
Yeah, we did Lonnie Smith. Wow, I had no idea.
Lonnie Smith.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite players growing up. I had no idea.
So I'll tell Rory. I'll hook you up with Rory, and we'll get you an interview with Rory. But I have the 30 for 30s are just they don't miss for me. My favorite one is the one I go in the barbershop and start the big fights with, and that is that Michael Jordan is the luckiest guy in the world.
Yeah, that would start a fight.
I'm gonna tell you what.
Yeah.
In a black barbershop, he's gonna start a fight every time. Everybody's all over Jordan. Listen, fellas.
Yeah.
Every great player has had that guy. Like Chamberlain had Russell, and and Kareem kind of floated through, and then you had Bird and Magic, and Dr. J was kind of hanging around. But Michael Jordan had nobody, and this is because Len Bias died on draft night
with the Celtics.
If Len Bias don't die, everything changes. Detroit don't win any.
Ooh, I don't know.
Detroit doesn't win any. It's all Celtics, and I'm not even a Celtic fan.
Yeah.
It would be all Bias and Jordan kind of fade because Jordan came in right when Magic and Bird were kind of fading out.
Yeah, 84.
Yeah, I think 84, 83, one of them.
Yeah, out of North Carolina,
Maryland.
Oh,
Len Bias went out.
Oh no, I'm thinking of Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan.
Yeah.
But I've seen Len Bias going to North Carolina and wreck shop.
Yeah,
he was like LeBron back then.
Well, Bias was supposed to put Larry Parrish out because Larry Parrish was like 40 years old at that time.
Yeah, Robert Parrish was going. He was on his way, and that was Bird was so excited that Bird came to rookie camp to work out with Bias. Was a beast. You ever watch that one without Bias?
Yes, I did. I just watched that 3-part series about the Lakers and Celtics too, which is phenomenal,
incredible.
Yes,
and it just went bananas in the barbershop.
Yeah, and you want to talk about...
shut up, man. I was like, hey, man, I'm telling you, if Bias don't die, Michael Jordan had to share a lot of that decade with somebody.
And you want to talk about the first super team? I think it was the Lakers. Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and James Worthy. Oh, my God.
You can make the argument for the Celtics with McHale and Bird and Parrish, and you can make the argument for Houston with... Olajuwon.
Oh, yeah.
And Drexler. When he
my God, Clyde Drexler. I remember him with the Trailblazers.
So I played it doesn't look like it, but in junior high I played against Andre Turner, who is famously remembered. He played point guard for Memphis State. I played in high school with the best name in sports, which is Baskerville Holmes. Oh, wow. He played for Memphis State. That's how long it was Memphis State back then, not the University of Memphis with my pinky up. So famously, Andre is the kid, and the dunk they've shown for the last 100 years, where Drexler jumps over this kid and his foot hits him in the shoulder while he's dunking on him. That's Andre Turner.
Wow.
About 5'10". They were playing Houston in the NCAAs. In the middle of Fly Slammer Jam, and Clyde just jumped over Andre. Yeah. Like just jumped, and they still show that dunk to this day on one of the greatest dunks.
It's funny you brought up Leitner because I grew up hating Leitner. I was a Michigan fan. I'm the Fab Five with Chris Webber, Jalen Rose. I love those guys.
Oh yeah.
If it wasn't for that Chris Webber timeout,
you'd have won the thing.
Yeah, I still like him though.
I really enjoyed that the Fab Five that Jalen Rose produced. That Chris Webber wouldn't even talk to him.
I know, right?
He's such a punk. But yeah, Michigan, man, was. I probably up until the last couple of years, I was probably a bigger fan of college basketball than professional. Because the pros it's gotten a lot better. I think it's because in the 90s I really didn't watch that much because it was all Jordan. And Michael Jordan's great. I'm just,
the thing about the Jordan era, every team had an MVP, it seemed like, or a Hall of Famer. You could spot one Hall of Famer on every team. You can't do that now.
But I think
even the worst teams had a great player.
But they all weren't Jordan. That's the thing. Like Magic had Bird, and they were both, somewhat on equal. They had different skill sets, somewhat. But they changed the game. They changed the whole game. They saved the league. Yeah. To be honest, and but every team. You're right. Every team had. You had Barkley and Drexler, Malone and Stockton. And
yes. The Admiral, David Robinson.
Tim Duncan was coming in.
Exactly.
And all these cats were playing against Jordan, but nobody was really his equal. And people say, yeah, you know what, man? If was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. And I get it. I just think if Bias played in that mid 80s to 90s, I think a lot of stuff. I don't think Detroit wins any.
The bad boys, man. I don't know. I like Robin. Dennis Rodman and Bill Laimbeer. I love that aggressiveness, and I wish they would bring that style of basketball back, but they can't because they changed all the rules.
Yeah, you changed all the rules.
Yeah,
you can't. LeBron being the biggest. And LeBron is a good dude.
Yeah, it started with Shaquille O'Neal.
It really with the hacker shack.
Yeah,
and I get it. I mean.
And now, if it wasn't for the rule change, you wouldn't even hear about Steph Curry because he would never be able to get off a 3-point shot.
No.
He'd be on his head.
Oh, my goodness. He'd be on his behind.
Yes, he would.
Steph Curry came out of nowhere. Nobody saw him coming.
No, not at all. I mean, he was drafted 26th? He was late.
I thought he was 7th.
Was he 7th?
I think he was 7th.
Okay, I have to check that.
But I used to hate his dad. He's come to Memphis, Virginia Tech.
Curry.
That dude's shooting from the bus.
Yeah.
Somebody get him. God.
No doubt. Well, it's funny. There's a funny story about him. We always talk about Lonzo Ball. Well, Steph Curry's dad did the same thing years ago. I think it was the Nets that wanted to draft him. He's like, no, we're not going to the Nets. So it kind of pulled the same thing.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
We'll take a quick break. We'll be back on 1070 NBC Sports with Spanky Brown. Time. All right, welcome back to the Larry Timko Show on 1070 NBC Sports with my guest Spanky Brown in studios.
Yes.
Yeah, Spanky at Visani's all weekend long. Get some tickets, Visani.net, or call 629-9191 to make your reservations. 8:30 show tonight, 7 o'clock tomorrow, and then we're off for a 4-day weekend.
Man, this has been the best day ever, man. Talk sports and crack jokes. So I'm trying to not be so silly at